as a full stack digital brand builder driving growth at Parakeet and Outbound Sales Pro, you have a killer instinct for separating real psychology from generic outbound noise. Here are 2 prompts that I'd love for you to answer. AJ, you recently called out a major blind spot in Psych 101 that most outbound operators skip. Satisfied needs don't motivate, and your prospects usually don't even realize they have a problem. In an environment where landing pages act like trampolines, all bounce, 0 clicks, and decision makers ignore dozens of generic, at our company, we help pitches, and automated Calendly links daily, how do teams stop pitching solutions and actually start asking questions that uncover true, unaddressed pain?
I mean, anybody who's been on LinkedIn for more than 5 seconds knows that their inbox is full of messages, people saying, can I sell you leads? Can I sell you SEO? Can I do this for you? You want to connect and collaborate? No, the answer is no to all of it. Unless I'm actively looking for that, why in the world would I say yes to something like that? I'm a marketer. I build the landing pages. I do the SEO. I'm running the paid ads. I have control over all of that. That is not currently a need for me. Now, if you were to reach out to say, hey, listen, we are actually an SEO service that is tailored to VPs, heads of marketing, CMOs, because we take that bandwidth off of you and off of your team, and we're able to deliver higher quality output and can generate results even better than your in-house team, or even better yet, we can supplement what's currently going on in-house. Would you be interested in exploring that type of opportunity? Because now I don't have an agency partner. Now I am no longer satisfied with my avenue of production and output. I'm looking for something else. So that's really what that is intending to it, right? And for a very much more universal experience, right? If somebody goes, oh, you want to go grab dinner? You're like, no, I just ate beforehand. I'm not interested. Well, you can't continue to try to sell dinner. You have to sell something else.
Right. Would you like to grab a post-dinner drink?
Yeah. A little after-dinner cocktail. What if we just go take a walk, see what's
Steve.
out there? Yeah, exactly. It's just crazy to me when I see these people who like, well, this is what we do. We have to sell this. And you're like, not really, because people don't want to buy that. And your pipeline is showing it, unfortunately.
Don't you think that happens a lot just because of the pressure, the downward pressure from people that just say, the metrics say we need X amount of outbound out per week, and you've got to just blast these generic outbound messaging to hit a certain number? Like, don't you think all this starts at the top at some point?
Oh, for sure. Just because you can send out 5,000 emails a week does not mean you should. Just because we can make millions of dials a year does not mean we are doing that as an organization because it is just to suffice a number. We're doing that because we're having incredible conversations, we're booking meetings, we're talking to the right people, and finding the ICP for our clients to put on a calendar. Now, if you're just running around for the sake of running around, you will just tire yourself faster than if you were to say, I want to plan for a marathon. How do I need to approach the pre, the during, and then the after? There's multiple stages for trying to do outbound, trying to do sales, trying to do anything in life. So people try to run before they can walk, and they always end up running into a wall.
How is Parakeet flying before we can walk in doing this, right? So Parakeet, you write tests and send better cold emails. What are you guys doing a little bit differently than, say, a Lavender?
We really built it off the premise, understanding the landscape that people are doing exactly what I said you shouldn't be doing 5 seconds ago, which is sending 5,000 emails out a month. So if we are going to have customers and prospects that are looking for a cold email service, we have to keep that in mind. So what we've done is we built out the smart throttling technology so that it can delay sending and it'll work with your inbox health. So even if you are using it for, we'll say, ideal intentions, the platform has a way to protect you a little bit.
It protects you. It helps the person that is a little bit
trigger happy.
I want to say the dumb operator that's just trigger happy, right?
Yeah, it is a built-in governor for what would otherwise be spammy or malicious tactics in the outbound realm.
So many people, when they get started in this world, let's say you did a great job as a BDR, you've built your way up, you're an AE, and maybe you've become now the first director of sales or some demand gen role at a startup, or a marketer even, and your job is to start sending these emails out. You're in a world where the email deliverability is such a big deal that your account or your domain will get crushed. And it's just something you didn't know that would happen. And Parakeet, in a way, helps you from getting a little bit of egg on your face.
It definitely helps. You have to build these things, and by these things, I mean SaaS products, with the worst user in mind. You have to build these guardrails in, because if you start building on assumptions like, oh, well, people know not to do this, or people know they shouldn't do that. People don't, unless they are absolute professionals in this domain, which if they're not building the product or if they're not operating in this space, why would you expect them to be as such? And the same thing with the outbound outbound pitch earlier too. Hey, do we have 15 minutes to collaborate? Well, do I have any expectation on why would you expect them to be as such? And the same thing with the outbound pitch earlier too. Hey, do we have 15 minutes to collaborate? Well, do I have any expectation on what I'm getting out of this? Are you just assuming something from me? Because if that's the case, again, no thank you.
Are you just going to hit me with questions that maybe there's signals that I've put out into the world out there through first party or third party data? You could come correct a little bit with an issue that I might actually have, and that might tell me a little bit about that ahead of time, and I might take that meeting and we might both benefit from that meeting, right?
A little bit of context and rapport goes a long way.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that answer, AJ. That was really good. This second one, AJ, you shared an awesome reminder to care for the people who care and support the ever-living fuck out of them. Noting that while intensely passionate operators can be difficult to control or persuade, they are the ones who won't stop until they succeed. As a go-to-market leader, how do you successfully manage, protect, and unleash that raw, unteachable passion within a fast-moving growth team without letting alignment standoffs grind operations to a halt?
It is a difficult balance for sure, and it is one that is most better attributed to those in the management seat when they can identify it and use those people and attributes as weapons. And what I mean by that is if you have somebody that is reporting to you or underneath you in the hierarchy structure, if you can be the conduit for the levels above you and below to say this person has an energy and a passion for something, they may not always be right, and I'm certainly not saying that they are, but when we feel that they may be onto something, we should explore that with the fullest intention of giving them as much leash and leadway as possible for them to run. Because when they do, they will take as much ownership. They will be prouder than anything that they've ever done. These are the folks that can be the bedrock of such fantastic organizations. Now, the caveat is there is a fine line between those who are passionate and those who are truly difficult to work with. At the end of the day, there is a trade-off. You can't have people ruining the morale, but those who are that passionate, the question you should be asking is why. Understand the why of those people. Understand why they are so attuned to this one thing or several sets of things. Once you understand that, you'll be able to understand how they operate and how to best use them and their skill set.
Sounds like going to bat for these people, like you said, above and below them is something that goes a long way. Kind of making sure that the person that they report to, let's say, I know AJ's gonna got my back.
Yeah, I mean, I can speak about it from two different lenses because I've seen it. From the marketing lens, for somebody saying, we shouldn't use AI for the copy because it sounds bad and it's this and the positioning and the value props, all the way down the line. And you have somebody else that says, well, we should be using AI because it's faster, quicker, cheaper, we can get things out the door. Both very valid. There's a time and a place for both of them. So how do you reconcile that? Well, let's see if we can find a compromise somewhere. And somebody like myself that's kind of situated in between both, I can realize to say, okay, if I can harness the energy to say, let's do what you're doing and use AI as a catapult or a trampoline to continue to do the stuff you're doing, we don't have to compromise on the output. And the same thing with someone like an SDR or BDR or account executive. I'm calling all these leads, I'm sending all these emails, but I'm not getting anything in return. The leads are bad, marketing sending crap leads, everything.
The leads are bad!
Yeah, you know, and it can very easily be a boy who cried wolf situation of, okay, we've heard it 1,000 times. But if you have somebody that doesn't normally speak up and now they're speaking up and they're speaking out it very directly, might be something to tune into.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that answer, AJ. My last question for you today, why like your own posts? Fuck the haters. Let's hear it.
Because if you're not going to like your own posts, why should anybody else? Support yourself, give yourself the like. It's free. It's free to like other people's stuff. Spread the positivity because life is hard, man. Just like your own stuff. It feels good.
Like your own stuff. Life is hard enough already. You need to be on your own team. Be on your own side supporting yourself.
Hey, listen, the SaaS world says eat your own dog food. Somebody else I've heard says drink your own champagne. That's probably tastes a lot better. So this is my version. Like your own posts.
AJ Kissh, marketing director over at Parakeet. Thank you so much for joining us on AudienceLed Presents, where we get to showcase subject matter experts in the go-to-market SaaS field. Really appreciate your time, man. Thank you.
Thank you.